Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Speak English Daily. I'm Emma. Let me tell you about something that happened to me last week. I was at a coffee shop and I saw two people having a conversation in English. One person was a native speaker, the other was clearly an English learner. And I noticed something interesting. The learner's grammar was actually quite good. Their vocabulary was fine, but something felt off. They sounded rude when they didn't mean to be rude. They sounded unsure when they were actually confident. They said things that were technically correct, but socially awkward. For example, they said, "I want coffee," instead of, "I'd like a coffee, please." They said, "Tell me your name," instead of, "May I ask your name?" They said, "No," instead of, "I'm sorry, I can't." Nothing was grammatically wrong. But it didn't sound right. And I could see the native speaker's face slightly uncomfortable, slightly confused. Not because the English was bad, but because the tone was off. Here's the truth that nobody tells English learners. Grammar and vocabulary will get you 50% of the way. The other 50%, that's about sounding polite, confident, and natural. And this is where most learners struggle. Because in your native language, you know exactly how to. Ask for something politely. Refuse without offending, make requests without sounding demanding, sound confident without sounding arrogant. But in English, you're not sure, so you play it safe. You stay quiet, or you say something that accidentally sounds rude. Here's what I want you to know. You're not rude. You're not impolite. You just don't have the right phrases yet. And that's exactly what I'm giving you today. Today, you'll learn 35 phrases that will transform the way you sound in English. These are the phrases that make you sound polite, not demanding, confident, not arrogant, professional, not awkward, natural, not robotic. By the end of this video, you will make requests that people are happy to fulfill. Say no in a way that doesn't offend anyone. Sound confident in professional and social situations. Navigate real-life conversations with grace. Are you ready? Let's begin. How to sound polite and confident in English. Shadowing. Category 1. Making polite requests. Could you help me with this, please? Could you help me with this, please? Could you help me with this, please? Would you mind closing the door? Would you mind closing the door? Would you mind closing the door? I'd appreciate it if you could send that to me. I'd appreciate it if you could send that to me. I'd appreciate it if you could send that to me. Is it possible to reschedule our meeting? Is it possible to reschedule our meeting? Is it possible to reschedule our meeting? Do you think you could give me a hand? Do you think you could give me a hand? Do you think you could give me a hand? Category 2. Saying no politely. I'm sorry, but I can't. I'm sorry, but I can't. I'm sorry, but I can't. I'd love to, but I'm not available. I'd love to, but I'm not available. I'd love to, but I'm not available. Unfortunately, that doesn't work for me. Unfortunately, that doesn't work for me. Unfortunately, that doesn't work for me. I appreciate the offer, but I'll have to pass. I appreciate the offer, but I'll have to pass. I appreciate the offer, but I'll have to pass. I wish I could, but I have other commitments. I wish I could, but I have other commitments. I wish I could, but I have other commitments. Category 3, speaking confidently at work. I believe this approach would work better. I believe this approach would work better. I believe this approach would work better. From my experience, I think we should consider this. From my experience, I think we should consider this. From my experience, I think we should consider this. I'd like to suggest something different. I'd like to suggest something different. I'd like to suggest something different. Can I share my idea? Can I share my idea? Can I share my idea? I'm confident this is the right direction. I'm confident this is the right direction. I'm confident this is the right direction. Category 4, asking for clarification. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you explain that again, please? Could you explain that again, please? Could you explain that again, please? Just to clarify, do you mean? Just to clarify, do you mean? Just to clarify, do you mean? I want to make sure I understand correctly. I want to make sure I understand correctly. I want to make sure I understand correctly. Could you go over that one more time? Could you go over that one more time? Could you go over that one more time? Category 5, disagreeing respectfully. I see your point, but I think differently. I see your point, but I think differently. I see your point, but I think differently. That's interesting, but I have a different view. That's interesting, but I have a different view. That's interesting, but I have a different view. I understand what you're saying, however. I understand what you're saying, however. I understand what you're saying, however. I hear you, but here's another way to look at it. I hear you, but here's another way to look at it. I hear you, but here's another way to look at it. How about we try this instead? How about we try this instead? How about we try this instead? Category 6. Interrupting politely. Sorry to interrupt, but I have a quick question. Sorry to interrupt, but I have a quick question. Sorry to interrupt, but I have a quick question. Excuse me, may I add something? Excuse me, may I add something? Excuse me, may I add something? If I could just jump in here for a moment. If I could just jump in here for a moment. If I could just jump in here for a moment. I don't mean to interrupt, but I think we should. I don't mean to interrupt, but I think we should. I don't mean to interrupt, but I think we should. Before we move on, could I mention something? Before we move on, could I mention something? Before we move on, could I mention something? Category 7. Sounding professional and confident. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your time. Thank you for considering this. Thank you for considering this. Thank you for considering this. I'm happy to discuss this further. I'm happy to discuss this further. I'm happy to discuss this further. Please let me know if you need anything else. Please let me know if you need anything else. Please let me know if you need anything else. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to hearing from you. Perfect. You just practiced 35 phrases for polite and confident communication. Now let me show you how to use them in real situations. Real life example, Michael's story. Meet Michael. He's 28 years old and works at an international company. English is not his first language, but he uses it every day at work. Today, Michael has 3 challenges. He needs to decline his manager's request. He needs to disagree with a colleague in a meeting. He needs to make a request from a busy coworker. Let's see how he handles these situations using the phrases from today's lesson. Dialogue 1. Declining a request from your manager. Michael, can you take on this new project? It would start next week.
I appreciate you thinking of me for this. However, unfortunately, that doesn't work for me right now. I'm committed to finishing the marketing campaign, and I want to make sure I give it my full attention.
I understand. When do you think you'd be available?
I'd be happy to take it on in about 3 weeks. When the campaign wraps up, would that timeline work?
That works. Thanks for being honest about your bandwidth.
Thank you for understanding. I really appreciate it.
Dialogue 2. Disagreeing in a meeting. I think we should launch the product in December, right before the holidays.
That's an interesting idea. I see your point, but I think differently. From my experience, December is when people are traveling and spending time with family. How about we try launching in January instead? People are looking for new products at the start of the year.
Hmm, I hadn't thought about that.
I understand what you're saying about holiday shopping. However, our target customers are businesses, not individual consumers. They don't make purchasing decisions during holiday season.
You make a good point, Michael. Let's discuss both options.
I'm happy to discuss this further and look at the data together.
Dialogue 3. Making a request from a busy colleague.
Hi, Sarah. Do you have a moment?
I'm a bit swamped right now, but what's up?
I completely understand you're busy. I'd appreciate it if you could send me the client contact list when you get a chance. There's no rush. By the end of the week would be perfect.
Oh, that's easy. I can send that to you today.
That would be amazing. Thank you. If you need anything from me, please let me know.
Will do.
Thanks so much. I appreciate your time.
See how Michael used simple phrases to sound professional? Now let me give you the formulas so you can do the same. Formula 1. Making a request. Step 1. Start with a polite question. Could you? Would you mind? Do you think you could? Step 2. Add please or I'd appreciate it. Step 3. Thank them. Example. Could you send me that report, please? I really appreciate it. Thank you. Formula 2. Saying no politely. Step 1. Thank them or acknowledge the request. I appreciate you asking. Thank you for thinking of me. Step 2. Decline softly. Unfortunately, I can't. I'd love to, but... Step 3. Give a brief reason. I have other commitments. That doesn't work with my schedule. Example. I appreciate the invitation, but unfortunately, I'm not available that evening. I have a family commitment. Thank you for understanding. Formula 3. Disagreeing respectfully. Step 1. Acknowledge their point. I see your point. That's interesting. I understand what you're saying. Step 2. State your disagreement softly. But I think differently. However, I have a different view. Step 3. Explain your perspective from my experience. How about we try, example, I see your point, but I think differently. From my experience, customers prefer the simpler option. What do you think? Quick examples before and after. Example 1, at a restaurant. Bad. I want water. Good. Could I have some water, please? Thank you. Example 2, at work. Bad. That's wrong. Good. I see your point, but I think there might be an issue here. Can I share my idea? Example 3, declining an invitation. Bad. No, I can't go. Good. I'd love to, but unfortunately I'm not available that day. Thank you so much for inviting me. See the difference? Same meaning, different feeling. One sounds demanding or rude. The other sounds polite and professional. Now your turn. Think about a situation where you need to make a request, say no, disagree, choose one phrase from today, and practice saying it out loud right now. How did that feel? More confident? That's the power of using the right phrases. Here's what I need you to remember. It's not your fault. If you've sounded rude in English before, in your language, you know exactly how to be polite. But English has different rules, different phrases, different expectations. Language classes teach you grammar and vocabulary, but they don't teach you how to sound in real life. Today, you learned 35 phrases that change everything. These phrases give you the power to get what you need without sounding demanding, set boundaries without offending people, share your opinions without starting conflicts, navigate professional situations with confidence. You're not mood. You're not impolite. You just needed the right phrases. And now you have them. Before you go, I want you to do something. In the comments, write one phrase that you'll use this week. For example, could you help me with this, please? I appreciate the offer, but I'll have to pass. I see your point, but I think differently. Write it down. Make a commitment. I'll read every comment and cheer you on. Also, like this video if you feel more confident about being polite in English now. Share it with friends who are learning English. Subscribe so you get more lessons about real-life English communication. Remember, being polite is not about being weak. Being confident is not about being rude. You can be both polite and confident at the same time. I'm Emma from Speak English Daily. Thank you for being here and working on your English communication skills. You're doing amazing. The way you speak changes how people see you. Speak with grace. Speak with confidence. Take care, everyone. Bye.